Hi, everybody. So we're back for a debriefing session. So I am just going to go through some of the results of what we discussed and shared in our last session, where I talked about the different types of assessment and how we can use technology for assessment in our classrooms. So the first one that I showed you guys was the conversation via formative. So when I click on this link and I logged into the code, you guys were there to answer some questions. So here's what the end result looks like. In order to use formative, you have to make an assessment and you have to make questions, you have to make an account. And then here's what the end viewing responses look like. So once you guys responded, I have a couple people talking about how it truly measures student knowledge when an effective assessment does. That an effective assessment shows how students are mastering the content that they've previously learned, and that effective assessment shows that students have mastered the material that has been taught, they've shown growth, and it can also show where students need supplemental instruction. I think those are all great responses. So the next question was, what makes data collection difficult? And I think this one is always really interesting to see because a lot of people have different responses. So the analytical aspect, maybe not coming up with calculations and percentages, that's definitely very difficult. Data collection is difficult when calculating, again, all of those assessments. And some of those applications like Flubaroo that I mentioned yesterday can help you with collection and calculating some of those. Let's see, difficulty in language arts. There's so much time to analyze that data. Analyzing data is difficult. And what I love about some of these applications is that you can then get immediate feedback out to your students, and then you are able to add a bit more to your instruction. I'm going to X out of that. Now, the next one was Mentimeter. And I love Mentimeter because I think it's a great way to support student discussions. If you think about it, students love to talk, but they also love to talk via technology. So on this one right here, this is what the end result looks like on Mentimeter. And here were the questions that you respond to. And it looks just kind of like a little blurb or bulletin board that technology and assessments could work together to make assessment easier, to gauge knowledge of material, to analyze data that's been collected, that it can give instant feedback, like we've mentioned. Technology can assist with assessment and data collection, can make it easier. A lot of these are gearing towards it being easier, which is so true. That technology can allow for an easier outlet to form groups based on student needs. I love that because a lot of these applications that I've been showing you guys or that you've been working with, or on the digital assessment tools handout, can help you group students simply based on their results. I love Menti for any content area. You can just simply pose a question, and then there's a different way that you can format how you would like your question to appear on the board. So this is a great website to play around with. The next one in the slideshow was talking about quizzes and Kahoot. So if we go to quizzes and Kahoot, what I love about quizzes is that you can simply find anything. There are so many quizzes. You can make one your own, or you can find a quiz. So if I wanted to find a quiz for order of operations, I can find tons of games for order of operations, and they're organized based on grade level, and they are so much fun for students to play. And the questions are listed over here, and you can always see, is this more relevant? You can filter your searches. I love quizzes, and the students love it also. And then Kahoot is a great tool to use for review games. Again, with Kahoot, same thing as quizzes. You can use this to find anything. You can create your own or you can find your own. So here's one that I created. You can add clips, you can add videos in there, you can add images, which I think is really awesome for students visually. And again, this one's really fun and engaging for students as well. The next one that I showed you guys on here that you responded to was Poll Everywhere. And Poll Everywhere is one of those universal sites that you can use to gather data or questions or assessments on anything. So here's how it looks on my end of the account. You do have to make an account. That people said they were scared and overwhelmed. They felt excellent about technology. Okay, those are all great things. And then the final one that we discussed was Padlet. And I love Padlet. And here's the end result of the Padlet that you guys shared that you guys said that you could adapt a number of assessments online, that's why how you think you could incorporate technology, that you would like to use assessment tools in math to see how confident students are at the end of a unit. I love that, and that can help with that formative assessment. Padlet is great for ELA while students are reading books. I completely agree. I've used this in my classroom where students can respond to books of all different types, and they can respond to each other's thoughts, which I love also. Technology and social studies to review before a quiz, great. And that you could use them to monitor student confidence during or after a test. And again, here is that digital assessment tools handout that was sent out to you in the slideshow. Again, you can click on all of these if you wish to use this digitally. You can click on them and it takes you directly to that website that you can use. I love this handout. Definitely take a look through all the different ways you can use some of these assessment types and assessment tools to gain a better understanding of how you can use digital assessments in your classroom, because every classroom is different, every content area is different, and technology can really make assessment much easier, as mentioned before. Again, if you have any other questions, you can reach out to me via email or you can come and speak with me in person. I am so glad that you guys were able to hopefully gain some knowledge about technology in regards to assessment going forward into this year and into next year. Thank you.